Hello, welcome back. I'm Miss Greenhalgh, A Dog Like Daisy by Kristin O'Donnell Tubb. Fantastic book. We are on chapter 16, Garbage Truck Words. This chapter made me so sad in a variety of ways, but we have to go through it as the reader to understand. And Daisy had to go through it because she had to understand. Okay, so even though it's stressful and it's emotional, remember that we have to go through that kind of stuff, kind of like what we're doing now, to learn, to grow, to become better, to be more equipped for the stuff that lays before us, to prepare, if you will. So here we go. Garbage truck words. Today's the big day, Daisy. Alex squeaks at me, his words a pile of twitchy chipmunks. Today you take your test. Are you ready to be a full-service dog? Are you ready to earn your patches? Alex shows me the important scraps of material and thumps me on the ribs. I feel his question echo through me. For the last week, ever since my pack thought I was attacking Smaug, I've been grunted at, scowled at, and looked at with squinty suspicion by Micah. The other two treat me like a thing, a tool, a need, not a want. That's what I wanted, right? Yes, it is what I want. Usefulness. I'm ready. Alex turns to the colonel, and his voice changes back to normal onion green. The way he changes his voice when he talks to me irritates me like a buzzy mosquito. Let's go in. In is not inside a building. In is through the gates of an amusement park on the beach. Humans are packed inside like rows of fish scales. It smells of funnel cakes and hot dogs and sweat and grime and joy and fear. Colonel Victor's jaw stiffens. Shadows pull his face down, down. Sometimes I fear the shadows will never release their hold on him. Micah bounces on his toes, points to a large, ugly metal mountain. Can we ride the screaming demon while we're here, Dad? Colonel Victor shouts his answer. I'm guessing because he can hear little else above his hammering heart. Sure! After Daisy passes her test, we'll try. Micah jogs in place, a ball itching for play. His face reflects the rainbow colors of the lights here. He is endless grass on the perfect summer day in this place. I can hear his heart singing. Once inside, Alex approaches a fellow built like an apple tree. All shoulders, tiny feet. The sun glints off his furless head. I feel sorry for him and how cold he must be. Colonel? Alex shouts over the rainbow noise of the crowd to Colonel Victor. This is Frank. He's doing the test today. Alex's voice isn't green when he says this. It's orange, like an arrow sign on a highway. Like it knows things I don't, pointing toward ways I don't know. Colonel Victor's jaw is popping like firecrackers now. He nods once and hands over my leash to Frank. Wait, what? My own heart speeds. Nearby, a train screeches on the ugly metal mountain, and humans shriek like bats. Colonel Victor isn't walking me through the test? Frank's eyes barely twitch in my direction, and based on the way he holds the leash, Frank is about as kind as a gravel road. He has a silver hoop through his nose. I sit because no one told me I'd be tested by a bull. Frank jabs his meaty thumb between my ribs. Psst! He hisses, snake-like. He snake hisses. Stand, Daisy. I do, if for no other reason than to avoid getting another jabby poke in my ribs. Frank starts walking. His stride is much different from the colonel's. His pace is faster and shorter, and I struggle to adjust. When I tug the leash, Frank psst me and probes me in the ribs with his thick, rude thumb. We'll be back in 10 minutes, Frank says. He doesn't turn to say it, so I can't be certain the Colonel has heard this news with his tiny, ineffective human ears. I worry he thinks I'm leaving him. I perk my ears back to listen for his troubled heart, but I can't hear it walking away through all this noise. Oh, the noise. It's a terrifying tangle of sound, screams and thundering music, metal on metal grinding, children crying, adults yelling, children laughing, adults laughing. When you mix all the colors together, you get a muddy brown. It's hard to see and move through mud, but I want those patches. I want to make the Colonel proud. I want to be a useful tool. Block, Daisy, Frank whispers like a dandelion fluff. His orders aren't commanding like the Colonel's. They are soft and too airy. I need to sort out his cold breath words from the other 6,000 words straining the air right now. By the time I do, Frank has psst me again. That thumb of his is thick, but I could snap it off with my powerful teeth. When I adjust to the muddy noises, I realize how many smells have wings in this place. Hot dogs and gyros and ice cream and popcorn and cotton candy. My mouth is a puddle, and there, lying under all the smells, just on the other side of the giant, terrifying metal wheel, is the ocean. The ocean. It smells like salt and sand and coconut oil and vastness and beginnings. It smells like romps through the waves and catching minnows for lunch. It smells like midnight snacks, and afternoon sunset beach is a fine place for a hungry dog to find the tossed contents of humans. It smells like leaping, joyful, leashless freedom. Psst. Frank's foul finger reminds me that I don't have leashless freedom. Watch, Daisy. I do. I watch Frank's back. I'd rather eat slugs, but I want those patches. There are so many dizzying distractions between the muddy sounds and the noisy colors and the fetching smells, but I can tell I'm doing well on this test. I can tell based on the tension in the leash. We turn, we stop, we climb, we reverse. I can practically feel the patches on my vest now. Check, Daisy, Frank wisps. I trot around a light spinning, music spurting, kid screaming thing. It has fake horses trotting up and down in a circle. I check. The only thing there is a fat, dumb squirrel eating a French fry out of a garbage can. The idiot rodent narrows his eyes on me, but greedily keeps stuffing the fry into his furry face. Go away, he mutters through mush. A disgusting little spew flies from his mouth. Manners, I cringe. I turn to report my findings to Frank when I hear it. The red alarm beeping of a truck backing up. Beep, beep, beep. It's quiet at first, but it grows louder, bigger. All the sirens do when they approach. Nearby sirens mean nearby hurt. I freeze. I stiffen. I stop breathing. There it is, the monster truck with teeth on its hind end. It backs up to the garbage can. The squirrel screams and leaps away. Two huge claws emerge from the truck sides. They grip the can and tip the heady garbage into its terrible, foul mouth. I remember. I'm back living in the warm green dumpster behind the ice cream parlor. My sweet, amazing litter of 3 smart, beautiful pups begs me not to leave. But I have to use the restroom, and no civil dog uses the restroom in her living quarters. I leave the dumpster. I leave the dumpster. When I return, the monster truck is dumping my babies into its foul mouth. I try to save them. I rip my ear. I hear their yelpy puppy screams. They are forever goodbye. Screams, the screams of Frank, the screams of silly humans, zooming through space on metal mountains, bringing me back to the amusement park. I'm still frozen, stiff, unbreathing. Frank scowls. Fail. It's a garbage truck word. I think you can probably see why I don't like this chapter, but hang on. Colonel Victor's shoulders fall when Frank tells him. He whacks a metal light pole with his walking stick, and the clang sounds like heartbreak. He pulls at the fur on his head. He yells inky words at Alex, at Frank. Then he grabs my leash and yanks me, ouch, out of the park. My tail is tucked. I'm not getting the patches. I'm not a useful tool. Micah's tail is tucked too. His ear muzzles are on. He looks at the screaming demon with saltwater eyes. Okay, so the good stuff doesn't come here, but there is good stuff coming, and I did promise you a happy ending, and it is. But I think most importantly, another misunderstanding. You know, they don't understand. She was frozen with fear. She remembered her babies and losing them to the dumpster and her ear, and so all of that. We now understand Daisy a little bit more, and I will tell you she gets a second chance. So tune in next time for Itches That Can't Be Reached. And we'll see kind of what happens next. So take care, stay healthy, be safe, be well. My nieces, my nephews, Alan, Zach, Lori, Margaret, Allie. I hope you're all staying healthy. Past and present, future students, everyone out there, be good to one another. Stay healthy. Until next time.